I hate the most when players have to go through this. I despise it.
Here we go again.
Especially with the rewards being this high and equivalent to 200 pools. It's such a scummy move by gacha companies. And I'm not just talking about Hoyo here. HSR, I think this method to secretly force players to do something they may or may not want to do should not be normalized. I know Wuthering Waves did it as well with the Gilded Night Market. And of course, both companies are in the wrong here for preying on players' FOMO. Unfortunately, oh boy, even though we kept telling ourselves that, the numbers don't lie. HSR has indeed quintupled its revenue. It really sucks. It's absolutely disgusting, but because these mindless players are just so easy to prey on and probably didn't realize that they had just encouraged a company's predatory practice.
What? What the f?
HSR was able to reach an astounding amount of revenue increase in comparison to last month. And you know more gacha games will follow the HSR's footstep here. We will be seeing more of these types of events in the future. Hey, it's time to cover the monthly recap once again. It's not gonna be a lot to cover at the moment. There's really not much going on other than content creators drama, and I'm not covering drama. We're here to talk about your favorite gacha game situations, and if you're looking for that, you come to the right place. Also, don't forget to join the Discord. This is where I like to get my resources the next time I make these kind of videos. And if you like to help the channel out, why don't you subscribe to the channel, because we're kind of close to 500 subscribers and I'm looking forward to that. Now, I'm not gonna cover everything in Genshin Dev's note here, and I'm pretty sure some of you have already seen and heard of it at this point. As you can see, they mentioned it on the cover. One-click time skip for quests. So of course, you'd expect finally a skip button. Those Wuthering Waves players finally get to see Genshin Impact's full potential. Yep, but of course, Genshin being Genshin, they once again made a fool out of themselves. Much like the artifact loadouts, you will get a full-on disappointment with the time skip they are talking about here. Because what you are about to see here are just literal time skip, as in changing the time of the day from morning to nighttime faster.
You serious?
Look, it's not a bad QOL. People don't like waiting, understandable, but they know what players want. They know. And just testing our patience to see if you're gonna get angry or not, see if the revenue drops or not. And speaking of revenues, as always, it's not factual and mostly based on the popularity of the game at the time, but it is the closest we can get to see the gacha game's profits in the past months. Now let's start off with Genshin first.
Yeah, boy.
The thing about Genshin Impact, the game is pretty well tamed in terms of revenue. The revenue have always remained the same, stayed balanced. This month have a little drop, but it's not too drastic. And last month is a decent achievement, to be honest. And next month with Notcry character's release, it will once again gonna top all the other gacha games. It's always like this. HSR obviously have the higher ground due to the recent predatory event. It is awful, but it works. But yeah, there's really not much to say about Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact have always have decent earning for Hoyoverse. Now, I'm really surprised with Uma Musume though. I really don't get how they made so much. I don't see any skills involved in this game for players to be spending so much. I've seen the gameplays. It's really not...
Hey, stop it!
Maybe it's just not for me. But I think it's pretty funny that they are going toe-to-toe with all these other AAA gacha games. So we're gonna go to ZZZ next. Zelda Zone Zero. It's a bit dry right now, okay? And story-wise, have been uninteresting, kind of boring to be honest, a bit bland. This is coming from someone that loves the game, truly loves the game. I played that game, okay? I still do, I love it.
I like it.
Miyabi's story quest was the last quest I actually enjoy, and maybe as rank NB is pretty good as well. I'm currently having a better time playing the TFT in ZZZ because, oh god, this minigame is so much fun, and I hope to god that they make it permanent because I cannot stop playing it. I am kind of addicted to it, and I wish I could get rewarded playing this. Now we go to Wuthering Waves. Ooh, I'll be frank, I thought Wuthering Waves would have made more, because this does include a little bit from Cartethia's banner, and her sequences alone very much caught players' eyes, including me, and Lupa's banner. Reason why I thought this will do well is not for her kit, but the story quest was well told. She's a very important cast in the story, and usually that led players wanting to pull for these kind of characters, you know? And she got great ass. We'll just have to see how next month's revenue will go. Phrolova's story is one of the best stories, so I am kind of expecting her banner will do well.
Hold up.
Yeah, I take it back. Phrolova's banner might not go as well as I expected for it to go. Kuro has a problem not many gacha games has. They fail to make a filler patch.
What?
To be truthful, current version is a bit dry, but they shortened the patch, they reduced the events. There's not a single patch where players can just play the game casually, do dailies, and event for the sake of saving game currencies. Because soon, they'll release 2 game-breaking characters. These 2 can summon Moon and Sun. How are you gonna sit there thinking, yeah, we're not gonna pull for this, skip, there's gonna be cool-looking character? No, that's not gonna happen. That's not how this works. And after that, we're going to continue getting this 5-star release. Maybe even Galbrena. She can use blue flames as wings. Come on, Kuro. I just want one singular patch where we have a decent amount of events to gain asteroids and no new characters. Just do a rerun banner for God's sake. And of course, bring back the 1.0 Depths of Lucy Realm because that game mode has the best replayability. That will make the patch less boring, trust me. And you had it. You actually had it and you decided to remove it. I never understand why. I don't know. Why did they do that? I need answers. Alright, I want to talk about ZZZ situation just a little bit. Shout out to one of my viewers, one of my chatters for informing me about this. There's things that needs to be called out when games do shit like this behind players' back. I do my best to explain what's going on here to the utmost of my capability because the English from Chinese translation here is not so accurate to the game. Now what we're seeing here is they're talking about the anomaly. Abnormal accumulation is anomaly buildup basically. There is something to do with the anomaly buildup with the enemies in Zenless Zone 0. And if you go down here, they keep saying the same thing. The anomaly buildup value of some boss enemies has been increased by 10% to 20% basically. And now we see the value limit of Pompey's anomaly buildup has increased to 10%. We see the priest, the new monster, increased to 20%. So I've read a couple of these things. Of course, they're not very well translated. If you want to go through this yourself, of course, I'll put the link in the description below. You can go ahead and fact check yourself and let me know if I say anything wrong. But I just want to say what I'm getting from this information is that most characters will no longer be capable of doing anomaly damage due to this increased 10% to 20% anomaly buildup from the enemies. And this is another one of Hoyo's kami tactics to getting you into pulling on the latest character banner, Yuzuha, which is already gone by the making of this video. And why Yuzuha is so special in this is because one of her kits is that she can increase the anomaly buildup rate by the maximum of 20%. And here I am sitting thinking they increased 20% of the anomaly buildup from the enemies, and Yuzuha only gave about 20%. How in the world do you come up with this? So again, what you're telling me is that Yuzuha provides is basically what we used to have that got taken away from us. That is an absolute piece of dog shit excuse to pull for a character right there. I don't care for the 20% bonus damage that she gave, the attributes damage. This is disgusting, alright? And it needs to be properly announced and talk about more. I don't want this game to be difficult. I enjoy the easy turning my brain off coming from this game. I love that we have stupid short events that can be done less than 5 minutes in a day. It was fun to log in the game that way. But now, all I see is that you just killed off one of your best characters, one of the characters that made the endgame content kind of enjoyable. I'm talking about Miyabi here. Miyabi is an anomaly character, Jane Doe maybe. But yeah, these characters will now have difficulties fighting bosses. The enemies are tanky enough, alright? It's so annoying already. Now, that is my take, and if you are viewers of mine saw my mistake in understanding that, I am more than happy to have a discussion about this. Now that we got all that depressing ass news out of the way, holy, gacha games are getting all them goodness now. We pretty much got all them fetishes into these games, and it's kinda crazy. We got boobs, ass, furries. I suppose we're going for the era of the feet at this moment of time. And just so you know, ZZZ cooked the hardest. Even back at 1.0, we have Grace back shit. This is actually quite heartwarming. I don't think I have seen any gacha games doing charity or during Wave's Indonesian community donating clean water to struggling civilians. It's kind of nice. So this is about the Genshin Impact discontinued in PlayStation 4. Now I have difficulties understanding why you would want to play Genshin Impact in PS4. Now that the game has a controller port on Android, on Apple, which I'll be honest probably have better specs than PlayStation 4. I understand the situation if you can't afford PC and you have PS4 laying around the house, but there's literally mobiles out there that is cheaper than PS4 and have better specs. And PS4 only have 8 GB RAM And I know it's a gaming console and it will still probably contain the good graphics of Genshin Impact. But honestly, this shouldn't even be a thing. Surely if you own a PS4, you should own a PC as well, right? I do wonder who asked for this. This is just next level cruel.
How were your performances? All smooth, I hope?
Huh? Oh. Look over there! What's that? What's that?
Yeah, turns out the cause of Phrolova's tragic story was just some dude winning a 50-50. Well anyways, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching this monthly recap. I hope to see you again on the next one. Like and subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.